Shaheed uh, told him, you can take the car. It's just take the car, take whatever you want. We just leave us. And I think he's probably more worried about his mother and so on. And for some reason, this individual just shot. I think Shaheed opened the door and his right leg was out, as if he was now getting ready to get out so that this person could take the car and go. And it seems at that stage that the shot went off and through the window but into his chest. Mother just jumped out of the car and tried to flag down people, but several cars passed by until finally a lady and another man stopped and asked what was wrong. And all she said was, "My son has been shot, please phone ambulance and phone the police." And then she managed to phone to her home, which is just further up the road. And she said to her daughter that Shaheed has been shot. Then one or two of them over there went up to the scene. And Amina, in the meanwhile, put it on our family chat. And several of us who were in the area, we went there, but it had been cordoned off. And the police were sympathetic, but they wanted to retain the integrity of the scene. And the sad, the heartbreaking part for me was he was there, sitting in the car. He was already deceased, and we were all here. We couldn't do anything. We couldn't. There was no way that. I mean, he was already dead, so we couldn't even say that we are here. I'm not sure how she is. I can't put myself in her position and see my son there shot and dying in front of my eyes and not being able to do anything. And also when I try to get help, nobody wants to stop. And so she was distraught last night, and she was talking, but she was rambling about this and rambling about that. And then she says something about the accident, and then she says, but you know, and talks about something else, and then suddenly it hits her again. So I really can't imagine what she's going through, and I feel so desperately sorry for her. Plus worried because their house burned in a fire about 6 months ago, and after having had that trauma, now this. And what makes it worse is that they had prepared the top floor for him and his wife, and they were going to move in there fairly soon. But now, it's all just I don't know. Just at sixes and sevens, all we know is that we must give him a proper burial, and we'll have to see from there how we can support her and so my brother. And so they didn't take anything. I doubt that it was politically motivated. It was just. It seems more that it was someone who was drugged, perhaps, and was looking for. Maybe got scared when he realized that he had shot and killed Shaheed. But if he, I really can't imagine that it was anything other than that. Very handsome, tall young man, very sweet disposition, really loving and fun-loving, active, hard-working, a good son and a good nephew. I wouldn't like to say he was martyred, but what has happened is that he died. Friday is the Islamic Sabbath, and so it is considered to be very significant that when you pass away on the Sabbath, so after sunset when he passed away, it was now, we call Juma, you might have heard of that term. And the belief is that anyone who passes away on Juma is occupies a special place in him.